What's up, YouTube? Tim Moose here. Now, here's my opening slash streaming summary where I talk about the films and shows that premiered this week, whether it be in theaters, streaming, etc. Now, the films that are coming out this week, one of which we, of course, got, which stars Viola Davis, and it takes place in 1800s, where a group of all female warriors protect the African kingdom of Dahomey with skills and fearlessness unlike anything the world has ever seen. Faced with a new threat, Genesia trains the next generation of recruits to fight against a foreign enemy that's determined to destroy their way of life. And I gotta say, it looks really interesting. You know, you got Viola Davis in this, who is always is always terrific. You of course got John Boyega, who I know lots of people always bash on him because of Star Wars and everything. But I just saw Breaking last month, and I tell you right now, he needs an Oscar nomination for that because this dude, he has charisma, and he to me he is a good actor. So I'm looking forward to check this one out. But sadly, I know there are some crybabies who are saying how this movie's woke and everything. People are just pathetic, but I'm still excited for this. Hopefully, it'll be good. All right. Also, we got the horror film Pearl, which is a prequel, if you will, of the movie X. And X was so darn good. Very surprised you because I did not even expect to enjoy X as much as I did. And I thought X was so terrific. And of course, I like how most people how early reviews are comparing this. People are like people who saw the movie at TIFF and all ends up saying that Pearl is like Wizard of Oz meets Psycho. That just won me over right there. Just from that tidbit alone, Wizard of Oz meets Psycho. Sign me up there. I guess that could make sense. There is a scarecrow in this, so granted, I don't think the scarecrow talks or anything like that, but still. But I'm definitely excited for this thing. Hopefully, it'll be as good. And we are getting a third one, which is of course Maxine, which I'm excited for that one too. So man, who some has got to be one of the most unexpected trilogies to come out. So anyway, also out we got a movie called See How They Run, which takes place in 1950s London. Plans for a movie version of a smash hit play come to an abrupt halt after a pivotal member of the crew is murdered. When a world-weary inspector and an Edgar rookie, who are played by Sam Rockwell and Saoirse Ronan, take on the case, they find themselves thrown into a puzzling whodunit within the glamorously world of underground there. And this looks really cool. I mean, another whodunit film. I mean, between stuff like Knives Out, stuff like the After Party. I mean, I always love a good whodunit thriller, and this looks really intriguing. And you got Rockwell and Saoirse Ronan, David L.L.'s in this, so hopefully it'll be decent. We also got the David Bowie music documentary called Moonage Daydream, which looks really interesting. It does feature never before seen footage and music performance by David Bowie. It's directed by Brett Morgan, who directed the Kurt Cobain documentary called Cobain Monarch of Heck, and this looks intriguing too. So hopefully it'll be cool. All right, we also got a movie called The Silent Twins, which stars Letitia Wright. We're feeling isolated from the unwelcoming community. June and Jennifer Gibbons turn inwards and reject communication with everyone but each other. And this looks really intriguing. I mean, I like Letitia Wright. I mean, she's really cool in the Black Panther movie. Hopefully, cannot wait to see her in the sequel. She's always great, so it'll be interesting to see. Got a movie called God's Country, which stars Tanry Nguyen, where like a college professor is drawn into escalating battle of wills after she catches two hunters trespassing on her property in the remote mountains of the American West. I like Tanry Nguyen. She's always great. I liked her on Westworld. She's always getting some other stuff. So anything she's in, I'll definitely get watched. Heck, I even suffered to that Reminiscence movie last year, Hugh Jackman, because she's in it. So there's that. All right. During Phantom Events, there's a freak that I just saw, and I just gave my review for that. Spoiler for that review. I enjoy Clerks 3. I mean, I took Kevin Smith for it. He was able to and pretty much bring back some of the most iconic, some of his iconic characters is really intriguing. This is the final Clerks movie, so there's that too. But yeah, definitely give Clerks 3 a go if you guys haven't seen it. All right, now in limited release, there is the Marilyn Monroe film Blind, but that's coming to Netflix later this month. So I'm actually planning to see Blind and Deers this week, so I'll give my review for that when I see it. Tyler Perry's Jasmine Blue is supposed to be coming in some limited release, so that looks interesting. All right, on Netflix, we got a couple of Netflix releases. We got Do Revenge, which stars Camila Mendes from Riverdale fame and Maya Hawke from Stranger Things fame, where two high school students, cohorts, Julia and Eleanor, have their lives upended and become rejected by their high school after a video of herself intended for only her boyfriend, Max, is leaked. Julia feels ashamed, and Eleanor becomes an outcast when a rumor about her holding Clarissa down and attempting to kiss her begins to spread. So Julia and Eleanor literally form a friendship and agree to go after one another's bullies. So, hey, I do love a good movie about Mean Girls, Mean Girls and stuff like that. So this could be interesting to see. And I'm really glad to see Maya Hawke really branching out after Stranger Things. And Camille Mendes, really nice to see her branching out after Riverdale. So this could be interesting to see. All right, also got a Netflix film called I Used to Be Famous, which stars Deadpool actor Ed Skrein, where former boy band star unexpectedly gets a second shot at success when he forms a bond with a gifted young drummer. This could be interesting. Got an anime called Drifting Home, which follows two childhood friends who drift into a mysterious sea with an entire house complex. Definitely has a bit of a Hayao Miyazaki vibe here. I'm getting a bit of a Spirit Way vibe, so could be interesting to see. Our Prime and begins to suspect something isn't right. This looks really creepy. I love Naomi Watts, so check this one out. Got Headless the Musical coming to Roku, which is of course just like what they did with Hamilton when they're like when they when they filmed the like a Broadway show and released it on Disney Plus as if it was a feature. They're kind of do that with Heather, so hopefully it's better than the Diana musical that got released last year. But of course, Heather's is like a Broadway version of the 1980s film with Winona Ryder, so this could be interesting. Check out. Never seen the Broadway show, so cool. On Disney Plus, we got some film documentary called Maija, I think it is. We got Confess Fletch, which is actually a remake of the Chevy Chase film Fletch, which the reviews for this is surprisingly good. I mean, something because the trails was not all that great. So maybe I should check this one out. I mean, it does have John Hamm, and it's from the same director, Superbad. So maybe I'll give it a shot. All right, got a baseball movie called Running the Bases. Here's what this is about. When a small town baseball coach gets a offer from a large high school, he uproots his family and leaves the only home he's ever known. However, a man of faith, he soon faces extreme opposition to his coaching method from the superintendent. So another faith-based movie, which I don't mind faith-based films, so there's that. Could be interesting though. All right, got a movie called got a couple of documentaries premiere. We got Rotsville, USA, where Riotsville, which is a fictional town built by the U.S. Military, using footage shot by the media and the governor. The film explores the military representation of the police and the reaction of the nation to the uprising in the late 60s. Could be interesting. I don't really know much about the story there, so I do love a good true story documentary, so it could be interesting. Got a movie called Good by Don Glees, which is like an anime film. Got Speak No Evil, which is actually coming to Shutter now. Got the horror film The Realtators, where like a pastor uncovers a dark and twisted underworld as he searches for answers surrounding his daughter's brutal murder. Tommy Lee is actually in this, so that's interesting to see. All right, we also got like a couple of documentaries like I Am Like You, some film called From the Hood to the Holler, Still Working 9 to 5, which is actually a documentary of the classic comedy 9 to 5, so that's cool. Um, but that's pretty much all the films there. There's something called Gratitude Reveal, which I don't know much about. There's also Pursuit of Freedom, which I don't really know too much about either. So there's that too. Now here's the shows that are actually premiering. For all you anime fans, we got Cyberpunk Edge Runners, which is actually an anime based on the Cyberpunk video game, where like a street kid trying to survive in a technology and body modification obsessed other feature, having everything to lose. He chooses to stay alive by becoming an edge runner, a mercenary outlaw, also known as a cyberpunk. So could be interesting. They're cool. I don't mind good anime, so could be interesting. All right, we got The Handmaid's Tale season 5 coming to Hulu, which I believe this either this or the next season is supposed to be fun. I remember like they're actually ending it, so I know I tried watching The Handmaid's Tale. I'm not really too big of it, so I like Elizabeth Moss though. So that. All right. On Netflix, we got Heartbreak High, which is actually a series based on an Australian series, the same name. On Peacock, we got Vampire Academy, which is based on the very popular YA book, which they actually did turn, which was actually turned into a film back in 2014. Which I remember when that Vampire Academy movie came out. I think they were trying to capitalize, like find the next Twilight and stuff. It did not really go too well with that one because that movie really flopped. So I guess the TV show is the better way to go. So we'll see how this thing shapes up. All right, and last but not least, we got Fate, the Winx Saga season 2 coming to Netflix, which is the second season of the Winx Club series, which is actually based on the Nickelodeon show of the same name. I actually didn't mind the first season, so I'm interested in checking out the second. Hopefully, it'll be a good season. Anyway, that's pretty much it there. Not really anything like too major, but say one thing, it's actually like out of all the September, this week's probably the best week to go to the movies here. So got some interesting stuff to premiere, but let me let you guys. Which of these films or shows are you interested in? Are you interested in The Woman King, Pearl, Fate, Winx Club, or are you just gonna maybe watch another episode of She-Hulk here? Drop comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for notification. This is Timmy signing out.